side, or we're starting in child's pose. Or underneath your forehead. You could have a block underneath your forehead, underneath your hips. Whatever it is that's going to make you comfortable enough that you can get started in this space. And just allow your hips to sink a little bit further. If you open your knees wider and you allow the belly to soften between the thighs, you can really start to let the hips descend. And with that comes a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of stress relief, particularly into the hips. I know we all talk about our hips being tight, and they probably are. A lot of us sit a lot more than we should in a day. There's a lot of stress in our hip joints, in our hips. We carry a lot of stress in our hips. It's just like a physical and emotional waste ground, for lack of a better word. So if your arms are not outstretched, begin to stretch them out in front of you. You can allow your forehead to rest on the floor or elevated, or again elevated on a block. But as you stretch your arms forward, push your hips back at the same time. So you're getting length through the spine. And don't worry about your abs. Don't hold them in right here. Just let them go. Maybe the one time in your day that you'll do that. Give yourself that permission. And then keep your left arm where it is and just bring your right arm back by your side, and then maybe turn the left ear down to the floor. And the right palm can be up or down, whatever feels right for your neck. Probably open is going to be a little less stressful. And so we're breathing a little bit more into the left side ribs. Inhale, return your right hand to the center. Keep it there as you exhale. Bring your left arm by your left side. And you can turn your head or keep your head down. Reach forward and reach back all at the same time. And if you're comfortable with Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out of the nose with a soft guttural throat sound. Inhale, come back to the center, bring your arms forward. Now, lift everything but the heel of your hand onto the floor. And then tense your fingers and lift the heel of the hand off the floor, so you're just in those spider fingertips. Inhale, rise to your hands and knees. Walk your hands under your under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes, dip your belly, arch your back, cow pose. Exhale, round and curl, top of the foot, shin down, chin to the chest, and let your head hang down. Inhale, extend your spine, tuck your toes, drop your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl, pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone underneath you. A couple more times on your own, use your breath and follow it with you. And then come back to a neutral position. Walk your hands a little bit more forward, walk your knees a little bit further back, and start to make some circles in your hips. Start off small if it feels, more approachable, and then go bigger when you can. Do, like 3 or 4 in one position or one direction, and then go in the other direction. Just let your body kind of guide you. Listen to what's going on in your body any given day. When you come back to the center, come all the way back in, walk your hands a little further, walk your knees a little further back, and then keep your hips up or bring your chin, chest, or your forehead to the floor. Think about elevating the elbows so that the underarms start to act. It sounds funny, but the underarms are going to activate, right? And wrap around your shoulders. And then from here, just sit back on your heels, drag your arms with you, bend the elbows, and place palms in prayer behind the nape of your neck. And here's a good place to set an intention if you have the thought of an intention or a thought, a desire, a wish, a mantra, a repetitive sound. Om is a mantra. Keeping your arms as they are, sit on your heels, inhale, lift up, and then interlace your fingers behind your neck and just let your head rest in your hands. Don't force the neck forward. And then lift through the chest, the shoulders open up, heart opens up, and the head's resting very supported in your hands as you look up towards the sky. Inhale, rise to your hands or to your knees. Exhale, lean to your right side. return to center, exhale, lean to your left side. So just activating a little side bend here, come back to center, inhale. Exhale up and over to the right. Inhale back to the center. Excuse me, exhale up and over to the left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale open to the right. Now stay here for a moment. Release your right arm down by your side. Some of you might touch the floor, or you can grab a block and put your hands, your fingertips on a block. Right? It's up to you. It's kind of up to your body. And keep your left elbow bent as you bring your left elbow towards your right wrist. Now your wrist might be on the floor or on your thigh, so don't worry where it goes, just in that direction. Open up, inhale. Exhale, rotate. So you're rotating, excuse me, to the right side, inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, come on back up. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Bring both hands behind your head. Lean back a little bit. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lean to the left side. Release the left hand down to the thigh, the floor, or a block. Open up your right side chest. Inhale, go big. Exhale, elbow to knee, wrist, wherever it goes. Just across the body. Inhale, open up. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, open up. And exhale, rotate. Good. One more. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, rise up. Hands behind the head. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your elbows together. Bring your chin to your chest. Round and curl your spine as sit back on your heels. Touch your elbows to your thighs. Inhale, release your hands forward. Look forward. Back to the child's pose. And stretch your arms all the way out. Widen your arms as wide as your mat. If you have a block, just move it up to the top side. And breathe wide across the spaces. Inhale, come onto your knees. Tuck your toes and keep them wide too. Lift the knees up and hover. And then push your hips up and bring your heels towards the floor, downward facing dog. Now, I have an injury in my left heel, so my heel may not, I might bend my knee, I might even lift my foot up, but both feet towards the floor for you guys, chest towards your thighs, spiral your upper arms out, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rise high up on your tippy toes, and then lower your heels as you exhale, chest towards the thighs. Inhale, walk your hands back halfway, so that your heels might start to touch the floor here, if they didn't already. Take another breath, and walk your hands back in a little bit closer, still out in front of you. Maybe on your fingertips now, but your heels are down. Inhale, walk your hands back just in front of your feet. Exhale, fold over your legs, and put your palms down like you were going to shift all your weight into the hands and lift your hips off the floor, but you're not. I mean, if you want to, you can. Hang your head so that the crown of the head points down, and then this is going to be, for some of us, going to feel a little awkward. I want you to take your hands right underneath your tush to those bones, right? And then take your fingers and wrap it around those bones, and then move the flesh up and outward. And then keep that action, release your hands to the floor. I mean, you could do it or have someone else help you. It's okay. And then just forward fold with this wide space now, creating a lot of space through the hips, through the pelvis. And then inhale, bring your hands to your hips as you look forward. Rise up to standing. Lift yourself up, stack everything, shoulders on top of hips, hips on top of knees. And the knees are on top of the ankles, but the legs are wide. Bring your arms behind you and interlace your fingers. Palms together, knuckles down, lift your chest. So without overextending, just think about first squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then squeezing your elbows and your palms together. Then point the knuckles down to the floor as you lift your chest, and think of a string pulling your sternum up and back. So it's a mild back bend. For some, it might be bigger. And being in a wider stance just gives us a little bit more access into the pelvis. And exhale, chin to chest. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Feet are still wide, arms are up. And take the arms up over your head or off your back, wherever they go. Inhale as you release the hands to the floor. Look forward. Rise to your fingers. Walk your hands forward. wide-legged downward facing dog. And then come back to a neutral dog. So bring your feet back underneath your hips. Rise high up on your tippy toes. Engage your quadricep muscles by pulling the knees up. Shift forward, shoulders over wrists. Belly pulls in. Crown of the head to tailbone, nice and long. Lower your left knee to the floor. Lift your right leg off the floor. Level out the hips. Oh, the time change. The sun is right in my eyes. Good. Now point your toes, lift a little higher, bring your knee to your chest, round and curl. Pull it in like a nice rounded spine. Look between your hands and bring your right foot in between your two hands. Tuck your left toes under, lift the knee up, and snuggle back. Take your hands onto blocks if you have them, and lift your chest up so that you're not collapsing onto your thigh. And if you don't have two blocks, put your hands on your thighs to help you. Start to make some circles through your hips. Right here, just moving the knee around and getting a little action in one direction and then go the other direction. Because again, our hips speak to us all the time, and then come back to the neutral position. If your hands are not on your thighs, let's put them there now. Lift yourself upright so the knee's underneath the hip, and then sink back a little bit deeper. Hook your thumbs, one on top of the other, bring the arms up overhead. Lift your heart up. Good. Exhale, bend and cactus the arms, and once again, interlace your fingers behind your head. Lean to the right side. And then turn to the right side, elbows in line. Good. Take your left elbow outside the right knee and bring your hands to prayer. Push the palms together. We'll stay on the knee, but if you want to come off it, you're more than welcome. Go a little bit longer, bigger, deeper, one more breath. As you empty the breath, put the hands on either side of the right foot and straighten your right leg, lift your right toes. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, lengthen, inhale, and fold on top of your right shin, exhale. And just breathe here and notice what you're feeling. Just notice it, don't write a thesis on it, just kind of know what's going on. And can you deepen the breath a little bit more? Can you deepen the stretch a little bit more? Or do you need to stay where you are? On this next inhale, rebend your front knee. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. It's okay if you're on blocks. Step back to a high plank. We've been here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. With your hands on blocks, you might notice that your feet touch the floor a little bit more readily. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale back to your plank position. Exhale, lower your right knee to the floor. You can move the blocks or keep them there. Good. Take the left leg off the floor, flex the foot, and then point the toes, really reach long through your left leg. Exhale as you bring your knee to your chest, round and curl, and really kick your heel to your buttocks. Look forward, step forward between your two hands. Got my little heel pad. Good. And sink in. You can bring your hands to the blocks or the thighs just to get your chest lifted off of your thigh. And then feel the stretch deep into the back leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, this is something you can do all the time. So if you do sit for long hours, get up 5 to 10 minutes of an hour and stretch. You could do the standing too. Good. If your hands are not on your thighs, lift yourself up. Come upright on your knee. And then sink down a little bit lower. Good. Inhale, hook the other thumb on top and bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, open up in cactus. And then interlace your fingers back behind your head, lift your chest. Exhale, lean to your left side. Just lean. And then inhale, turn to your left side. Right elbow points forward. Exhale, right elbow outside the knee. Hands to prayer. Twist. Breathe. Get your belly off your thigh. Use your arm to give you that space. Take another. It's okay. No, it's tricky. Believe me, I fell over this morning. Exhale, bring your hands back to the center on either side of the leg. Straighten your left leg, lift your toes up. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. And just, settle into the stretch and notice where you're feeling it and what can you do to make any other arrangements for it. Right? off. You're good where you are. Breathe in and breathe out. Soften the front knee as you inhale, bend the front knee. Tuck the right toes under. This time we're just going to lift the back knee up and turn to face the right side of the room. Grab a block and place it behind your right leg, and the other block, if you have two blocks, goes behind the left leg. Otherwise, right now, just keep it behind the right leg. Lengthen your spine, inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold in between your two legs. Grab the outsides of your feet, head down, chest to thighs, let your head hang down, shake it out, yes and no. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine, hands underneath shoulders. Exhale, turn your right toes to the back of your mat. Doesn't matter which way you're facing, right? Which leg it is, actually. So the back, it should be your right foot, but if it's not, it's okay. Just go with the foot that's in the back. So the right foot for me is pointing to the back of the mat. I've got a block on the outside. You could be on any height. Right hand goes on the block. Left hand, as you elevate your torso, goes on your hip. And ideally, and I don't even have it, ideally, your thigh is parallel to the floor. Stretch your left arm up in the air. Then turn your palm towards the right side of the room, or the back side of the room. And then reach it over your head. Press down firmly through your left leg. So you're on your side, right? You're not forward. We call this side angle pose, right? Extended side angle pose. Now, as your palm faces down, rotate your torso to the left, open it up, or the right if you're on the other foot. One more breath. Go bigger. And then lift your left arm to the sky. Straighten your right leg. Take that same block and move it up onto its highest height outside of your knee for triangle pose. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Open up your thighs and squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Now think about pulling your heels towards each other. So there's a lot of action on the inside of the leg. Breathe in. We just worked a little bit more on the inside, but we also engaged some of the glute before. One more breath. Look down, release your hand, come up to standing. Turn your right toes in. Forward fold. Exhale. Hands in between your feet. Let your head come down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Take peace fingers around the big toes. Look forward. Exhale, pull the elbows out to the side and the head down towards the floor. Hips go over the heels. Shake out your head. Yes and no. No, thank you. One more breath. Go. Get your chest closer to your thighs by pulling against your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands. Look forward. Exhale, walk your left toes to the left side, so now the front of the mat. Take the block, whichever one you have, on the outside of your left foot. Your right toes are kind of towards the front edge of the mat, about 2 o'clock on a clock in front of you. Right hand moves to your hip, left hand is on the outside of your left thigh. So roll the shoulder back and open. Left hand down, right hand open. So again, if you're on the other side, you want to be in the open side here. Right hand to the sky, breathe. Reach up, 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 up. Then turn your right palm towards the front of your mat and bring the arm over your head. And as you do that, begin to rotate the torso open. And then just really firmly gripping the floor with your feet. Breathe in, breathe out. Go a little bit longer. Imagine that I'm here pulling your hand forward and your heel down. As you exhale, bring your right arm back up, inhale. Take your block, move it on its highest side outside of your left knee and straighten your left leg, triangle pose. Reach up and down in opposition. You can look up or down, whatever is right for your neck. If you're looking up, just don't crank your neck too much. Just make it a lot about the eye gaze as well. And then think about pulling your inner heels together, your inner thighs together, and opening your upper thighs, outer thighs away from each other. One more breath. Look down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn the feet parallel. Hands on your hips, inhale. Hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Exhale, knuckles down, chest up. Inhale, reach forward with your chest. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Hang your head.
Put a little more weight into the balls of the feet. Shake out your head, yes and no. And then release your hands underneath you. Look forward, inhale. Turn your right toes to the right, left toes a little bit going with it. This time I want you to take a block, it could be on any height, out to the right side of your pinky foot. Right outside of pinky toe. Right outside of your pinky toe. And then you can use your hands as a little bit of assistance, or you can just take a bunch of steps and then lift your left leg off the floor. Put your left hand on your hip and rotate your torso to the left side. If it feels supportive, don't rush it and don't push it. Then you can bring your left hand up in the air. Now as you do that, begin to spin your chest open to the left side. Flex your left foot like it's against the wall. Make an L shape with your legs. Breathe in and breathe out. Put your left hand back on your left hip. Bend your right knee substantially. Hold the block. Gently step back. Bring the block on the outside of the right foot where we've had it before. Turn your left arm up and over your head. Triangle pose. Prasarita Padottanasana. And then inhale, straighten your right leg. Block comes with you. Triangle pose, exhale. Inhale, rise up, come up. Turn yourself to face the long side of the mat. And then we're just going to switch legs. So take your left leg. Bend your left knee. Take your block. Reach to the front of your left pinky toe. Put the right hand on the hip. And again, you can take a bunch of steps, or you can just float up. And the block can be on any height, or, I mean, if you don't want to use the block, you don't have to either. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Rotate open. And if it feels supported there, right arm comes up. So you're in an L shape. Think about pushing your right foot against an imaginary wall. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, now look down, soften your left knee. Take your left hand with you on the block, outside of your right leg, bring your right arm up and overhead, rotate your torso. And breathe. Good. As you take the next inhale, begin to straighten your leg and bring the block with you. Stack the arms, stack the hips, and look up or down, whatever feels right for you. Breathe in, breathe out. All this opening in our bodies, right? We close down a lot during the day. Look down at night. Look down and come up. Inhale. Turn your feet closer up to the long edge of the mat. And then, yes, heel toe your feet closer. Just want to grab this with me. Turn your toes out. Arms are out shoulder height. Now bend your elbows. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone. Good. Lean to your right side, behind your hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left side. You're going to have to fight with somebody. No, I don't want to. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right side. Inhale. Exhale. Now, it's okay to exhale on the way up, by the way. In fact, it's probably more correct. So inhale down, exhale up. One more time on the left side. Inhale down, exhale up. Hold it here. Stretch the arms and legs straight. Inhale. Exhale, bend the arms and legs. Inhale, stretch the arms and legs straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Hands on your thighs. Hinge forward, press your right shoulder forward. Inhale back to center, press your left shoulder forward, exhale. Inhale back to center. Turn your, straighten your legs, fold it over, and turn your toes forward. Heel toe your feet. Actually, let's not heel toe our feet a little wider. Let's do this. Look forward, inhale. Turn to the right side again. You've got a block. Put it outside your right foot. And then move your right foot a little bit more to the right side so your hips, you're not on a tightrope, you're more on a train track, and your right hip can pull back and your left hip can pull forward. And of course, this is not perfect, so if you need to adjust your feet any other way, that's fine. So you should be facing your right foot, or your back foot, whatever foot that is, right? Lengthen your spine, inhale. Put your right hand on your hip, and put your left hand on the block outside your right pinky toe. Lengthen, inhale, rotate to the right side, exhale. Stack shoulders, square hips.
Maybe the right arm goes up, twisted triangle. Let's see where we're at. Good. It's hard to tell, Maria, but maybe move your left foot towards your wall, your acoustic wall, your back foot. Yeah. Right, you crossed over. There you go. And Karen, shorten your stance. Yeah, so you'll be more level. Good. Okay, one more breath, go bigger. Empty the breath and just fold over your right leg. Walk your hands forward. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Take your palms together and cross the thumbs. Biceps stay by your ears. Tuck your chin to your chest and put your forehead on your knee. Take a breath here as you round and curl. Come up to standing. Bring the arms with you. Keep your arms as they are. Straighten your front leg. And then turn twice to face the front of the room. And again, it's not perfect, so you might have to adjust your body. Now we're going to come into it slightly differently. Open your arms and forward fold over your leg. So we've started on the floor, we're coming back down. Now take the block outside of your left foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Left hand to your sacrum, look forward. Bring the right hand outside of your left foot. Lengthen again, inhale. And then this gives you the opportunity to kind of adjust. So pull the right hip forward, left hip back and down, and rotate. Left arm comes up over the shoulder, if that's where you're going. How much are you dumping into your right hand right now, everybody? Can you lighten up on your hand? Can you put more effort into your legs? Breathe in, go bigger in the twist. Good. And then breathe out as you fold over your left leg. Soften the leg. Bring the chin to the chest and the forehead to the knee. Walk your hands out in front of you. Take your palms together and switch the cross of the thumbs if you can remember. It's just habitual, so go to the other side. Round and curl, put your forehead on your knee, keep your biceps by your ears. Press down through your feet. Inhale, roll to stand all the way up. Lift up. Exhale, you should be to the front of the mat. Bring your hands and feet together at the front of the mat. Tadasana, mountain pose, arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to high plank. Inhale, shift forward, bend your elbows. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now you can move both blocks back to the top edge of your mat and stay in your downward facing dog. Bring your feet to touch and bring your right leg in the air. Open, bend, and stretch your hip. It should have a little bit more space now. Exhale, turn your hips squared and bring your right knee to your right tricep. And then step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your left knee, release the toes. Breathe in and breathe out. Come on down to your forearms or a block or two blocks and find your lizard. Now, for right now, just hug your knee towards your chest. Don't roll to the pinky edge of the foot just this moment. Right? See if you can push your right big toe down to the floor. And settle in. If being on your forearms is just too extreme, then come up and off of it onto a block or hands are straight. Now, if you'd like to from here, begin to open up your hip. Roll onto the outer edge of both sides, right and left, and then twist. And I've got a huge sun in my face here. So open up. See if you can, instead of dropping your left hip to the floor, lift it up a little bit and give you a little bit of leverage and opening more into the right side. One more breath. Good. If you're holding that space, come back to center. Bring your, tuck your left toes underneath you. Straighten your right leg. And then walk your right hand outside your right foot. Walk your right foot back a little bit more. Straighten your back leg and shorten the stance. Straighten your front leg and shorten the stance with the back leg. Inhale. Walk your hands all the way forward on the floor of the blocks. Exhale. This one's a long spine. So we did before, we tucked the chin into the chest. Now see if you can keep your spine long. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. One more breath. Pyramid pose. Just with arms outstretched. Soften the front leg. Step back into a low lunge. Three-legged dog with your right leg in the air. Open, bend, and stretch. And then let it go. Downward facing dog.
Inhale, float your left leg high in the sky, open, bend, and stretch. Exhale, square it off, bring the knee to the left tricep or elbow, and then step your left foot outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee to the floor. Good. Start with the toes pointing forward and the knee hugging the tricep. And then if you want, come to your forearms or a block, or 2 blocks. And just settle in for a few breaths, right? Don't have too much conversation. What's going on? Okay? You can stay where you are, or you can begin to roll off onto the outer edge of both feet. You can use your hand to give you a little assistance. And drop that right hip underneath you. For some people this feels delicious, and for some people it's not so happy, so go where you go. Alright, come on back to center. Bring your hands down. Tuck your back toes underneath you, lift the back knee up. Begin to straighten your left leg, hands on either side now. You can also use blocks, and step in a little bit closer with the back foot. As you do that, pull your left hip back and down, right hip forward and up, look forward, inhale. And again, walk the arms out and keep this in a long spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, the blocks are going to give you more space. That's what they're going to do. There's absolutely nothing negative to say about the blocks. And fold. Press your left big toe down. That's going to help you to roll that thigh inward a little bit more. And then if your hands are on the blocks, you can release them. Soften your front leg, step your back leg back, and go back into that one-legged dog or three-legged dog, whatever you want to call it. Open. The dog is a dog. And then place your foot to the floor and come into downward facing dog. Rise up high on your tippy toes, bend your knees and look forward. You can jump through, you can walk through, you can take your way through, but bend your knees, look forward, and like a springboard, think about jumping through and landing down in the seated position. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Lift the flesh from underneath. Remember what we did before when we were standing in a forward bend? Do the same thing here. Move that flesh out to the side and then sit on those bones. Turn your toes up, use a towel or a strap if you'd like. But right now, put your hands down by your knees and lift your chest up. You could put your hands on blocks as well. And then just walk your fingertips forward with a long spine. Right? Just keep the spine long as you can. When you can't keep the spine long anymore, you're in your final position for that moment, right? So in other words, if you have to do this to come forward, back off. And then sit for a few breaths and see if you can go a little bit longer. Maybe we loosen the hamstrings a little bit. And you know, if you're a runner, your hamstrings are going to be tighter. One more breath. Wherever you are. Good. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Lift your hands from the floor, sit up all the way. Exhale, bring your hand, if you have 2 blocks, take them behind you so your hands will rest on them. Bend your knees, line up your heels with your sitting bones. If you don't have blocks, you just use the floor. And inhale, lift your hips up, pull your knees forward, let your head come back. Rotate your shoulders open so you're squeezing your inner arms towards each other. Come a little higher in your hips. Inhale. Tuck your chin to your chest and roll down all the way. Sit your hips back. Stretch the legs out for a moment. Take the blocks on the outside of the knees. Let's see which way they're going to have to go. Bend the knees again, and then with your legs further away from you, take the soles of the feet together and let the knees rest on the blocks, right? They could be higher, lower. But keep the legs away from you, not in a really close, tight position. Take your hands underneath go from the inside of your 2 legs, around underneath your calves to the outside, and then fold your body in half. And if you have a 3rd block and you want to put your head on it, or if you want to get rid of one of the blocks under your knees, and just come into this, this shell stretch and just let everything go. And here the back doesn't have to be flat. And again, the head doesn't have to touch anything. It doesn't have to touch the feet, doesn't have to touch the floor. Can you still hear your breath? Inhale, come to rise up. Release your hands. Use your hands to the outside of your legs. Exhale, bring your knees together. Keep 1 or 2 blocks with you. Roll down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right. Let your knees fold to the left. Spinal twist. Not my favorite thing in the world. Besides triangle pose. Inhale, return through center. Exhale, shift your hips left. Bring your knees over to the right. Twist. Inhale, return to center. Hug your knees to your chest. Exhale, head and shoulders come up. Inhale, lower your feet. Take your block. You've got 3 heights. You choose one. Tilt your pelvis. Lift your hips up and place the block underneath your sacrum and let your hips rest on a block. Now, the higher up it is, obviously the more challenging it is on our back. Well, maybe it's not so obvious, but it is pretty challenging. So you make sure that that's the appropriate place for you. Stretch your legs out in front of you 1 at a time. So if you're on this high block, it's a pretty big arch in your back. But for some people it works, and for others it doesn't, so that we have the other 2 heights. Let your body weight surrender onto the block. Good. Then go ahead and bend your knees again. Stretch the right leg in the air. You might have to hold the block for this. Stretch the left leg in the air, legs up the wall. And breathe. Separate your feet hips width apart. Make sure that the feet stack on top of the hips so that you're not too far back or too far forward, right? It's just like another L shape. A lot of L shapes today. Belly in, ribs down. Take a breath. As you empty the breath, begin to bring your feet down to the floor. Lift your hips off of the block. Articulate your spine back down. Hug your knees up to your chest. Inhale. Exhale, right leg over left. Pull the heels to the buttocks. Take that same spinal twist now with the crossed leg. And bring the knees a little higher to your shoulder. Uncross the legs, come back to center, hug the knees in. Exhale, left knee over right, grab ankle, shins, or toes. Shift your hips left and let your knees fall to the right. Uncross your legs, come back to center, hug the knees into the chest. And then if there's anything you'd like to do before finding your final Shavasana, take a few moments. Otherwise, stretch your legs out, stretch your arms over your head and reach long in both directions like you're being pulled in both directions. Take a big breath here. As you empty your breath, let your arms and legs go. Bring your palms open by your side. Let your hips splay open and find yourself in your final Shavasana. If this is a place that you need to leave earlier, then just shut it off and go. If you'd like to stay longer, shut it off and stay. Or just find some stillness for a few moments. toes, wrists and ankles. Gently draw your knees up to your chest, make your way to the right side, make a pillow for your head. And then make your way into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Bow down to yourselves first and foremost. Bow down to each other for the light, the peace, the love, the goodness, the beauty that resides within each and every one of you. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. Stay strong.